Good morning. Let's go ahead and jump into our Native American tribes. This is a unit that we're going to start this week. We are looking at just 4 of these Native American tribes that lived in North America. We're going to look at the Iroquois, the Cherokee, the Seminole, and the Hopi. Okay, so let's just start with the Iroquois. You might want to have your show it up because I will just be going over this information. I also posted these slides on Buzz for you. Okay, so the Iroquois, they lived in the northeast region, also known as the eastern woodlands of North America. They were made up of 5 smaller tribes: the Seneca, the Oneida, the Onaga, the Cuyahoga, and the Mohawk. They lived in what's present day Ontario, Canada, and upstate New York. They fought each other until they formed an agreement called a confederacy, where they agreed not to fight each other. They also designed a political system that our founding fathers used for democracy, okay? So our founding fathers actually looked at what the Iroquois did and kind of based our democracy a little bit off of it. The Iroquois League is what it was called, and it was ruled by a great council that had chiefs and just wise men from all of the tribes, the Iroquois tribes. Each nation sent 8 to 14 leaders, and they would go through discussions and voting, and that's how they made their decisions, and that's how they ended up getting along. Chiefs were actually chosen by mothers. Women held great power in the Iroquois nation. It is believed that women were linked to the earth's power in creating life and determined how food was distributed. When a member married, the family moved into something called a Longhouse, okay? And that was actually where their mother lived too. The Longhouse was the center for Iroquois life. It could hold up to 100 people. They farmed. That was their main source of food. They planted corn and beans and squash. They picked berries, okay? But they also did hunt deer and elk. Next, we have the Cherokee. They lived in the southeast region of what is present-day North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, and also Alabama and Tennessee. They lived in homes that were made from logs, and they also covered them in mud and grass. And then the village held about 30 to 50 families in the Cherokee nations. They farmed a lot of corn, squash, and beans. They hunted deer and rabbits and turkey and bear. They ate stews and cornbread. That was their main source of nourishment. The Cherokee were very religious and believed in spirits. They held a green corn ceremony where they thanked the spirits for the corn harvest. They were very thankful, okay, very religious. Next, we have our Seminole tribe. The Seminole lived in the southeast region in Florida, near the Everglades, actually. They began in northern Florida, living in cabins, and then they moved to the swamps in southern Florida, okay? They lived in dwellings called chickadees, which had a raised floor on wooden posts and a thatched roof, okay, which looks like this, okay, and open sides. The women in the Seminole tribe wore long skirts, short blouses, and bead necklaces. They received their first set of beads as a baby and then added to it as they became older. A man moved in with his wife's family when he married, actually. They lived in small extended family groups called clans, okay? There were 8 Seminole clans, including the Deer Clan, the Bear Clan, and the Panther Clan, obviously named after animals. They traveled mostly by canoe. They caught fish and otters and turtles and alligators from the canoe to eat. They hunted deer and raccoon and bobcats as well, which are just, prominent animals in that area. They also gathered wild pineapples, mangoes, guavas, oranges, and mulberries. Finally, we have our Hopi people. They settled in the southwest region in northeastern Arizona, actually, okay? They were a Pueblo group, okay? They descended from the Anazi. They were very successful farmers and used a technique called dry farming, which used actually very little water, okay? They were excellent farmers, obviously, if they could figure that out. They used irrigation canals and dams and other special corn plants with long roots to get that underground water. Everyone in the community helped with the farming. They planted corn and beans and squash and cotton and tobacco even. They also did hunt. They hunted deer and antelope. Women gathered fruits and nuts and herbs as well. They built something called a Pueblo Homes from adobe, which is a type of clay. This protected their homes from extreme heat and cold, which they would actually experience in what is now Arizona. They had ladders to their roof. Their door was in their roof, actually. This way, no enemy could enter the home from the first floor. How crazy is that? Most Hopi towns had kivas, which were underground chambers for religious ceremonies as well. Okay, look how cool this picture is right here on the right. They were well known for their beautiful pottery that they made, and some of their favorite designs they made were birds or insects or rain symbols. Okay. They also had ceremonies called kachina, which were part of the Hopi religion. The Hopi kachinas were spirits that visited the Hopi. They believed in hundreds of spirits that brought rain, made crops grow, and showed people how to live and behave. All right, go ahead and jump on and do your show it, and that will be it for today. Also, don't forget to do your daily geography. Have a wonderful first day back. If I don't see you in class, if you have any questions,